Hello, everybody. My name is Joshua Capron, and welcome to my brief presentation on GameMaker Studio. Now, GameMaker Studio is this open source platform that allows any user to hop on it and use its own um, programming languages, namely GML code and GML visual, to essentially make video games that you want from scratch. So I have here pulled up inside uh, GameMaker's platform one of the working tutorials that it has based on a template that you as a user can pull up and use. Now, there are two different layers to this. Right here is um this visual for one of the rooms that allows you to look at it and alter things on it directly. And then you have a workspace which allows you to create all the different objects for your game and then use programming style logic and functions to determine what exactly each object is supposed to do. Now, for example, to show how this works, up here I have the object for the player character, and then right over here I have all the different events that um, the player character is going to run into throughout the game. Like, there's create, which is what happens when the player first spawns in. There's all the different controls. There's all the different things that a player can do if it runs into items in the field, like coins or enemies or heart pickups. And then, if you go over here, you can see essentially all the different programming type things that you can assign to give some real functionality to these events. So, for instance, if I were to look at this one right here, key press space, this is essentially what happens with, whenever you make your character attack. So, when you press it, assuming that this conditional right here isn't made, then it will create the instance of the sword, and then it will right here showcase the sword in game. Now, whenever you make these things, you come over here to see all these different variables that you have a choice in making. Now, if you analyze all this, even if you have a very basic fundamental understanding of programming, then all these should look very familiar to you. Like, you have assign variable, else conditions, destroy instance, if variables, things like that. And you can just click them and drag them out here, and then you can just place them anywhere inside this little box to order them in the way that you want. Let's get rid of this one for now. And like I said, you can do this with just about any object in the game. So, like, up here is the player character, and then as you go down, you have right here is just the coin, and this one's a lot more simplistic than the player character. So, basically, all it is just once the player character runs into the coin, it is then programmed to just destroy itself and even have a little flare effect to show that you've picked it up. And if we go back over here to the player, if we see right here, we have a collision event where when the player touches the coin, then one coin will be added to the player's inventory. So yeah, that's just a little taste of the different things that you can do in this little workspace. And then if we go back to the room, as you can see, there's the player character, and then down here are some coins I've placed. And anytime you create a new object, it gets saved into one of the folders that you can access over here. And from here, you can literally just click and drag things onto the map, like this coin here. So let's get rid of these two, and then I'm going to run the game once or twice to show that, yes, the things you click and drag onto here can actually be added. So if you hit this button right here, it'll take everything that you've done so far, compile it into a runnable code, and then run the game, as you can see. So I'll hit play, and as you can see, I can move my guy around, I can swing my sword, and I can pick up coins. And these are all things that... yeah, I chose red for the color of, like, the flare effect for when you pick up coins, and now that I look back at it, it kind of doesn't look that aesthetically pleasing. But yeah, that's there. So, and yes, this is safe to close at any point. So that was the starting room. So now if we go back and we add, like, say, 2 more coins right here and right here, if you run the game again, As you can see, the 2 coins I added are now right there, and now you can go and pick those up. Now, on GameMaker Studio's actual website, as you can see right here is the tutorial that I was in the middle of making and showcasing just now, but you can make all different kinds of games. Like, there's a space shooter, there's an endless platformer, um, there's all sorts of different tutorials that you can complete in order to create basically whatever game can fit onto a 2D engine that you can think of. And if you go over here into Showcase, you can even play like some of the games that other people have created, including, and I was surprised to find this out, Undertale. Yes, Undertale was apparently made using um, GameMaker Studio. So I believe that is all of it. Thank you all for watching.